Caltrop is an area denial weapon designed to stop the enemy. The Caltrop is a sturdy, simple, yet effective weapon no matter its position. Its purpose was originally designed to stop elephant and donkey attacks. It graduated to stopping tanks. And now, the Caltrop is your defense against propaganda, polished lies, and manufactured outrage. It's free from counterfeit credibility and synthetic truth. However, inside the walls of the Caltrop, you're going to be forced to think. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Coming down the mountain from the heaven to the hell, the Mike Calderese, the Caltrop, he never stops, so ring the bell. He bring the facts, he's been up every morning till we sleep. He get it deep, Mike Calderese, in your head and in your sheets. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop. And we don't mind, and we don't care, Mike Calderese is the Caltrop.
Good evening and welcome to the Caltrop. I'm your host, Michael Calderese, and I am your exhausted host. It has been Africa hot. As you can see, I am Africa crisp. I mean, I'm almost as brown as my shirt. When do I turn black is the question I have for everybody today. When do I turn black? Because I'm getting there. I really am. I mean, it's getting a little ridiculous. Crispy. And, that's why we're going to do the show like we're doing it today. Because I got to be honest with you, I am exhausted from everything. From being on a scaffold, from being on a ladder, from listening to we're going to have a deal anytime soon. It's imminent. I'm exhausted from all of the horse shit that went on all week long. So we are going to have a fun night tonight. I thought I had the boat coming in, right? But he is apparently having some audio problems. But we have Rikipedia with us right now. I'm not even going to waste any time. We're going to go through a quick rundown. I mean, we have a lot going on. I asked both of my guests to have two random topics that nobody knows anything about. That way we have a real conversation. I have a number of different topics, from Hunter Biden wanting to run to Donald Trump with some interesting Valerian type creatures. Everyone's saying it's AI generated, but very interesting, very funny to take a look at it. We have AI data centers I want to touch on a little bit. And we actually have Tulsi Gabbard talking about how there was bio labs in the Ukraine. I mean, we have a loaded show for you tonight. So let's waste no more time. Let's pop in Rikipedia. What's up, kid?
Dude, I'm doing great. I took my daughter to Six Flags yesterday. 97 degrees.
97 and sitting on that asphalt with all that asphalt and concrete. I mean, it's got to be 112.
Yeah,
the only good thing is I was on scaffolding, so we had a lot of wind blowing through, bro. It was okay as far as that's concerned. But then I got on a roof, because I'm doing a chimney, right? So you get on that roof, and the roof again is just it's just exerting heat onto you, man. So it's 97 there. It's got to be 115 up on the roof. It was what I like to call balls hot. Absolutely just fucking balls hot.
Yeah.
But dude, where do you want to start? Because I don't know if the boat's going to be joining us. He said he's restarting. He restarted his entire stuff, bro. Level 1 tech support didn't work. He had to unplug everything. We told him to get out and get back in. That didn't work. He tried that 3 or 4 times. But we're going to see if the boat's going to be joining us. But where do you want to start, man? Do you want to start with AI data centers or what?
I was going to start with something on more of a lighter note because it's relevant, and I'm wearing a shirt. I was going to talk about sports.
Okay.
Because I know how every sport is fixed.
Yeah.
This is I had on my Vietnamese national soccer shirt. I put on my Italy. When the World Cup happens, this is the country that I support, much to the chagrin of American fans they're playing tonight. America, USA's in it.
You give it Italia, sure. What did you say, Vietnamese?
I got a Vietnamese John too, because I lived there for a couple of years. So
really?
I bought a shirt because they were They almost qualified for the World Cup. They made like an improbable run to get out of the group and then make it to like the knockout rounds, and it was really fun. I enjoyed going out to the bars and being with a bunch of people who I can't understand. So I was like, all right, I might as well wear the shirt so it show my support because I can't tell them. So yeah, that was that. I was in Vietnam. I went there in late 2019, September 2019. I went there to go teach English. It was great for 3 months, but then in January, COVID started in the northern, China, which borders Vietnam on the north. So it hit us first. And then they shut down.
You were in Vietnam for COVID?
I was in Vietnam during COVID, yes.
Fucking Nam?
Fucking Nam, bro. I learned firsthand about the dangers of living in a communist country from my time because of the COVID lockdown. So what happened was they mandated vaccines, and you had to have a digital ID, like a QR code. Now I'm not about any of that stuff, so I used my connections, my wife's connections to we got in touch with this nurse, and she gave us some fake COVID IDs. And that was the only way that you could enter any building. You had to like even when things open up again, if your QR code was green tinted, that means green is go, you're good. If it was red, that means you either weren't up to date with your vaccines, or you were you showed like you like tested positive within a certain amount of time range, and then you weren't allowed to go anywhere. If you had no food in your house and you needed to go to the grocery store, sorry, bro, got to go back home. If you wanted to try to resist, they had military outposts every so often. They put the concrete barriers in the street, like blocking the cars. Like like in like the middle of the parkway, like those big concrete slabs that divide the highway. They were blocking streets with those. They had a tent, and they had some military guys with AKs. If you had to have your COVID ID and or the necessary paper documentation, otherwise got to go home. Oh no, I'm starving. Oh no, my kid is sick. Sorry, got to go home. People died because they weren't allowed to move.
Now, how the hell did you wind up in Vietnam, bro? Like what brought you to Vietnam?
Yeah, so being the devout prepper that I am, I always had a plan B for that. The case where if America fell and I had to get out of the country, I wanted to be able to have a job abroad. So what I did was in 2018, over that summer, I got myself a TESL, Teaching English as a Second Language certification, so that I can teach in any school in the world as long as their native language is not English. So it was like 2019.
Native language wasn't English. Do you speak Vietnamese?
I can ask for a beer, you know what I mean, but I can't say I don't know much, bro. It's a crazy language, dude.
Hello, ciao,
Xin chao. Thank you. It means thank you. Xin chao.
Is that thank you? Sing ciao.
Xin chao. Yeah.
Oh,
Xin chao.
Sing ciao.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, sing ciao.
But yeah, what happened was long story short is that it was 2019. I had two of my roommates bailed before the end of the lease, and the two people that I brought in, I did not know, had both each individually just gotten out of rehab, and when I brought them together, they relapsed together. So that was not a pretty sight. I was like, all right, I got to get the hell out of here. I didn't have a woman or a really good job. So I just put out an open application on this website, teachaway.com. And I literally made it my resume available for any school in the world. 12 hours later, this Vietnamese school got back to me. We had an interview, and within 10 days, I was out there.
No shit. Do they pay for your travel and all that stuff too?
Nah, they didn't pay for the flight, but they paid for the first month of accommodation in a hotel so that you could like have some time to work and then get a like an apartment. And the wages were really good. Like the salary was great. It was about it was a little bit under $2,000 a month. It was like $1,600 a month that I was making, but for the average Vietnamese person makes about $500 a month. So I was living pretty comfortably and relatively. And I had this whole plan, man. It was supposed to be a 1-year contract, and then a couple months in, COVID just changed all that. and I got stuck out there for a while, and then
So you couldn't leave the country.
Couldn't, yeah, no. And I had actually bought plane tickets for that summer to go to my sister and best friend's weddings. I didn't get the reimbursement for those plane tickets for like 8 months later. Yeah, dude, crazy time. I turned 30 out there, and my birthday's in April, and I tried to have a little birthday party. I invited people over, but everyone was scared. I knew it was a scamdemic right from the bat. I was telling everybody, guys, this is nothing. Stop. Like, don't believe it. Like, just come over. Let's just have a couple drinks. They didn't want to.
Now I'm saying this shit. They're like, you need to shut up now,
dude. Everyone was looking at me like I was crazy. I didn't wear any masks. Like you had to wear a mask. I didn't give a shit. I was just like, all right, bro. What are you gonna do? Like, and then when the like police and military would like say stuff to me, I was just like, I don't understand. I don't know what you're saying. And I would just carry on. And they didn't detain. I didn't disappear. So I'm still here, baby. We out here.
Me no speaker. Hey, let's bring in Rudy. Rudy, can you hear us now?
I can hear you now. Now we're good. Yes. Just in time for the Vietnam story, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
That's
it was pretty wild.
I
also
mind right now that I have a million questions. Are there a lot of lady boys in Vietnam, like Thailand?
Not as many as Thailand, but they're out there. They're definitely out there.
Yeah, love you long time type stuff. You ever see one of those type chicks, like no?
Oh yeah,
brother type.
Oh yeah, bro.
No, Boo was so brother.
It was me love you long time. Me so horny.
You're out there making bank, and they're just like, "Hey, what are you doing tonight?" Right?
Exactly. But I was a target, bro. I'm a white. All I had to say, people would be like, "Where from? Where from? Like where are you from?" I'm just say like New York, just because I didn't want to explain New Jersey, and they were like, "Oh, New York, really? Yeah." Like it was. But Americans are very well received over there, despite all the past conflicts.
Oh, New York make me very horny.
Oh, very horny.
Yeah.
You sound more Japanese, boat.
Yeah, I do Japanese really well. Vietnamese, I just can't stick it.
Yeah, Vietnamese Vinglish is different than Japanese English. It's
you ever seen that?
definitely...
What's his name? I think he's like a Filipino comedian, and he was doing the difference in the dialect. The guy's fucking hysterical. And he was like Japanese from diaphragm, and then he was like going through like how Chinese it is, and then
Chinese.
sounds like you just snorted lines off a hooker's ass. It's like the way you fucking talk. It was funny. You never seen it, and that was great. So, bro, so Vietnam. How many years did it take? Like, how long were you guys like? If you can tell me, paint the picture for everybody if you can in Vietnam. How long were you guys under like military controlled lockdown over this COVID virus?
Yeah. So no one really knew what was going on in January. By February, but by the end of February, that's when everything was closed and they announced like a full lockdown. Literally only the hospitals were open. The military checkpoints, like the guys with the AKs in the street that even like slept in those tents on hammocks, they didn't get set up until March. So right when it started here, they were already, we were locked down, and the military was there by that time. They didn't.
It started there. Was it January, December? When did it start really in Vietnam?
Yeah, January, because we had our winter, our holiday break is they celebrate what's called Tet holiday, which is kind of like the Lunar New Year. So they don't do Christmas. So that's generally like a month after ours. So it was like the end of January was like the actual Tet holiday, like the big we were supposed to go back to school in February 2nd, but during the Tet holiday, they announced that school is postponed for 2 weeks. And we were like, wow. At that time, we were like, all right, great, like longer vacation. And then like 10 days later, 2 more weeks, and then 2 more weeks. And then by that time, we saw military in the street, and we were like, holy shit, this is getting real. Luckily, I met some lady in a coffee shop and was able to kind of like tag along with her. And she turned out what was awesome for getting us like the fake COVID IDs. Otherwise, I would have had to get all jabbed up, bro. But the military didn't leave their posts. They didn't take the concrete barriers or the AKs down until the summer. It was like,
what vaccine were they sticking in everybody's ass? Was it Pfizer? Was it Moderna? Was it both of them? Did they have their own special Vietnamese, Chinese knockoff Your vaccine
You
or
were
something?
given option A or option. No, it was Johnson & Johnson. Moderna was the biggest one. Then Pfizer. Then Johnson & Johnson. You got to choose. They gave you a choice there. So.
Oh yeah. You got the needle. What needle? You know, it's like that's a great choice. Here's your choice. One of these is going in your ass.
Yeah,
I'll
and
take
then
the cat piss.
actually, what happened a year later? So I married the girl I met in a coffee shop, and then we got her pregnant in around the next holiday season, so that she was pregnant during the next year, and that's when the Delta COVID happened. They didn't set up. They didn't get too crazy. Like they locked everything down, closed everything down. There were still military checkpoints, but for us to go into the hospital, I just had her on the back of my. You drive motorbikes out there. I had a like motor scooter, and I would just lean forward and like point to her, and she would just like point to her belly, and they just let us go. We didn't have to like show our COVID IDs or anything. That was like our get out of jail free card. Was her pregnant belly.
Free card, the baby. Yeah, I mean they definitely bend over backwards for you. It's good to hear they at least do that for you in the communist country. You know, but fucking hey, man. Do you have any questions?
Yes, however,
no, not yet. This is blowing my mind. Yeah, go for it.
It's crazy, bro. So they don't have. So over here we have, like you will be treated even if you don't have health insurance. The hospital will like save your life. Over there, you don't have. There's no insurance. Insurance is cash. If you have money, you can come in the hospital and get treated. If you don't, you gotta die on the street. So we needed when we went in for her like 8-month checkup, they said that her amniotic fluid was critically low and we needed to get an emergency C-section, but they wouldn't do it because they had to wait for the results of our COVID test, the nose thing.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm freaking out. I'm like, my baby is dying. Like, what the fuck? Like you said, emergency. Like we got to get her out. Like, what are you doing? And they're like, no, sorry. Like you got to wait. So we had to wait. And then we had to pay the $5,000 up front. And at the time, the only thing that was open was the hospitals, right? The banks were closed. In Vietnam, you can't access your savings account unless you're in the actual bank sitting with a teller. So we weren't able to access our money. So my dad had to send over $5,000 to get my baby out of there. And thank God she was healthy and everything was all good. And they wanted to jab her up. I said, no, sir. Like, sorry, she's an American. She's not.
So it wasn't mandatory. Like she's born there, but it wasn't mandatory. And why did they have to wait for you guys' test to come back? Was that like because like they thought that you were going to pass it on to the baby, or what was the deal? Or your wife was going to pass it on to the baby?
They had specific hospitals for COVID patients. They turned some hospitals into like COVID hospitals, and other hospitals. We went to Han Phuc, like the best international hospital that they have, and that was not like a non-COVID hospital. So if you tested positive, they would ship you off to the rinky-dink hospital.
Oh,
yeah. But we didn't have time for that shit, man. I was freaking out. I was not happy.
Did they have to wait for the nasal swab of the fetus as well?
No, they just did. They just shoved that shit up our nose, man.
No, I know.
Ugh, I never want to have to do that again, bro. Oh my god.
The baby as well, you know, with how crazy these people got. That's fucking dude. It's interesting. So it was what we experienced only through military force, is what you're saying. Only worse.
Yeah. The ID, the COVID IDs. I don't think anyone here had to have a QR code that could be red or green and allow you to leave your house or not. So
talk to us about the digital ID. Like, now, that was like your everything. You had to have your digital ID, and that's what turned green or red. And what would make you like what did that track? Did that track everything? Did they do like social credit scores and shit there as well, or what?
Right. No, it wasn't as all-inclusive as the Chinese social credit system. The Chinese social credit system has your criminal history, your social media history, your medical history. It literally all in one. And then those IDs in China, it's like way more strict to be able to move around and do things. But in Vietnam, it was just your health record. It was just the vaccines that you got and your how many times you tested positive or negative for COVID, because you were supposed to be getting the PCR tests like periodically. They were gung ho about it. And then if it was red, some people were able to just self quarantine, but they also had military quarantine centers. Sometimes they didn't give you a choice. They just, there you go. You got to just stay here for 2 weeks, basically in a jail cell.
Was that like in the more populated areas and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, for sure. So like I lived in a city that was right to the east of Saigon, or it's called Ho Chi Minh City, but like Saigon. So that whole region, like there were like 2 main hospitals in Saigon that were like the one big one was like the Han Phuc, like the international hospital, like the non-COVID hospital, and the other main one was like the COVID hospital. And you were supposed to be getting your boosters at the COVID hospital, or not. Not. I don't think the boosters were. No, I think the first booster was also a part of it. I gotta check it. I still got my COVID ID, man. It's somewhere.
That's insane.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Mike Preichka, I can't start fucking. I'm so bad at this. Preichka says Rikipedia is a total fucking legend in a communist country saying nah, no mask. I'm good. I mean, I think that definitely tops what I did. I was militant with the mask, right? I never wore one, but this is supposed to be a free country. You were passing military checkpoints without the mask on.
Yeah.
That's balls. That's definitely balls. Well
That's
well
huge
done.
balls.
Thank you. It worked out. It could have not worked out. My parents were pretty mad at me because they were like, you got to live for more than just yourself now. Your wife's pregnant. You can't be being stupid. But I was just like, I'm not going to conform or comply. I'm going to just stick to my guns. And it worked out.
And it worked out so that you didn't get flogged. You didn't get like that little Vietnamese with the caning the shit out of your back, dude. You didn't get lashes for it.
I'll tell you the worst that happened was a couple times when I was in the supermarket. They had like the mall cops, the rent-a-cops. They're over there too, and they would come up to me and they spoke a little English and they said like, you have to wear your mask. So I would just put it on top of my head. I just wore it. I just looped it around my ears and just wore it on my head like a Jew. Like a Jew,
that was
brother.
crazy.
And I just like, all right, I'm wearing it. Thank you. See ya. Goodbye.
They're like, yeah, he's Jewish. Let him pass. He's fine.
Special privileges everywhere for
right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Dude, he's got
I got a big schnoz too, so maybe they thought I was. I don't know.
Yeah, he's got the haircut too.
Yeah,
Works.
Wear the yarmulke and the big nose, and you could fucking do whatever you want in any country. It doesn't matter if it's communist or not. That is fucking funny, man.
Yeah,
Oh, shit. Anything else for Rick, dude? If you have any questions. And by the way, this is Shit Talking Friday, so feel free to talk shit on me or Rick or the boat, and all of us. We gain
baby
for how much shit we talk on each other tonight, and we also gain points for how much shit we can talk on the country. And I'm going to talk shit about Vietnam. You guys suck for what you did toward COVID. You fucking
yeah, man.
It goes to show you though, man. Like what you just said, communist country. When you have that type of dictatorship, when you have that type of ability to where it's like, hey, man, it's for public health, and because of that, we have our military that's going to be running our own society. That's I think that's everything wrong in a country. I don't know. You tell me, but I think that's everything wrong with countries.
I mean, also the Vietnamese are disarmed. After the Vietnam War, they made them hand in all their guns. So you can't fight AKs with clubs. You know what I mean? So that's another problem with being in countries that have no arms. You can't resist. You have to comply. Otherwise you get shot, dude, or just taken away, just disappeared.
You can't. You have to comply. I want everybody to hear that. Like, you can't resist. You have to comply. And still, with that saying, you had Rikipedia's non-compliant ass saying "fuck your masks," bro. I absolutely love it, bro. This was a unbelievably unexpected topic that I did. I love. Was this even your topic? This is what you were going to talk about, Vietnam?
Well, no, but we can keep shitting on communism, man. They don't have due process, brother. They don't have. You can bribe a lawyer, a judge, a police chief, and they just make up the charges and they throw the guy in the can.
That's America too. I mean, America's doing that shit with how many people?
Yeah, but I mean, there's supposed to be like motive, probable cause, evidence, trials. There's supposed to be, the rule of law, some sort of due process. Over there, you can just say, oh yeah, this guy, beat up my wife, and then you hit her, and then show the bruise, and you don't even need to do that. You just pay the police chief, and then the guy's gone. That's it. So it's fragile and scary over there. That's when at first we were going to live there part-time and then like visit in America and like kind of be based in Vietnam because it was just so damn cheap. And, like beachfront property is just like pennies. But after I got the full dose of communism during COVID, I realized that it is not a safe and, good environment to be raising my child.
Well, when you figure that what is this 4 or 5 years ago, even 6 years ago, whatever. But then you got people that are rallying on the streets talking about we're communist. You know what I mean? And the no kings bullshit and everything like that. It's like when I hear stories like this, and there's stories abound like this, you know what I mean? And people that have been to these sort of countries that have experienced it firsthand. And you're like, nah, we're pretty good over here compared to that bullshit. And that pisses me off about people who rant and rave about, no kings and we're communists and Nazis and blah, 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 and bullshit here.
Yeah, I mean, we're getting close to it, though. I mean, if you really think about it, what's the difference between Vietnam's response and ours? We did basically the same exact thing. New Jersey, if everyone thinks like Phil Murphy in New Jersey, do you think if he could have unleashed a fucking National Guard to shut us and lock us the fuck down, he wouldn't have done it? He would have done it in a fucking heartbeat. I'm telling you, if he had that off switch to everybody's car where you could just turn everybody's car off like a kill switch, if you were non-essential, your car would have been turned off. You would not have been able to leave anywhere. So I mean, we have this shit in this country as well, And the fact of the matter is, the thing that bothers me is, like what Rikipedia, you think about with the comment. The thing that bothered me the most was our response to their aggression, right? Because they were very aggressive towards us toward this whole COVID shit. Everybody, if you even questioned it, it was aggressive towards you, And I had a lot of aggression coming my way. Good thing is I respond with aggression and more aggression. But if you think about that, I mean, there was a lot of bullshit, a lot of aggression that came our way. And everyone just accepted it. Everyone just took it. Everyone just said, yeah, whatever. I'll wear a mask. I'm afraid. I'm scared. Inject me again. Oh, yeah, I fucking love it at this point. Let's get injected another 7 more fucking times. Like, dude, they scared everybody into compliance. And, it's what's the difference, honestly, with Vietnam? Did you notice a lot more people resisting, Rick, that they had to use military force? Or was it with just, hey, we can, so we're going to do it?
Yeah, no, the military didn't show up out of a response. That was just kind of like their standard, like, okay, well, yeah,
role.
Yep. Like you're locked down. That's it. No choice. You got a problem. Here's my AK. You got no papers. Go home. You got a problem with going home? I'll shoot you.
Like the whole country was a jail, because that sounds like a jail cell to me. I've spent 2 days in jail in my life, and you're locked down, and you're locked down in different ways. And the only way you get to do anything or move is when somebody lets you and they're in control. So you're basically in a state where a countrywide prison. Is that accurate?
I'll tell you right now, man. It was the most bizarre thing in my whole Vietnam experience was the first time we went to the hospital for a checkup on the baby when she was pregnant, and I leaned forward, showed the belly. We got through. I'm driving through Saigon, the most populated city in Vietnam. And the streets are clear. Everything's closed. Quiet, silence. Like I was like one of the only few vehicles on the highway. It was just like, what's it? Like World War Z or I Am Legend, where he's just driving around and there's just like nothing in the streets, dude. Just like it was really, that was eye opening for me. I was like, holy shit, dude! Like, what is going on? There's like 100 million people in Vietnam. It's a skinny, tall little country. There's like, maybe like 7-8 million people in Saigon, and it was just empty, bro. It was a ghost town. It was bizarre.
Wow, that's fucking absolutely insane. Let's see.
That is insane.
All right, so let's do this. Let's go. What did you got, Boat? Fucking, I love that. That was awesome comment. We have Paula says move on. I don't. You didn't like that, Paula? I fucking love that. But let's listen to Paula's advice. I'm gonna put her up there. It says, "Let's go, move on." You know what it is? I don't think anybody likes hearing about COVID. Nobody likes remembering what you're at, what we actually went through with COVID. And I like bringing it up because it's we say never forget, and I don't think we really even mean never forget. But what are you gonna do? Let's kick it over to you, Rudy. What was the topic you wanted to discuss tonight?
I had well.
Don't tell me you had that you grew up in fucking Vietnam as well, bro.
No, I mean this got a little heavy. I was going to talk about the highway patrol. Because highway patrol's been on me, man. They've been on me a while, and I don't know if highway patrol, if you guys appreciate highway patrol the way that like where you guys are at, but I hate highway patrol. There's a couple of reasons why.
So wait, hold on one second. When you say highway patrol, like you're talking regular cops? Like what are we talking here? I know you live in some bumfuck Utah in town and fucking more. What was it? With the
it's Salt Lake, man. It ain't bumfuck.
You're like bumfuck Utah, right? Is this what we're talking about here?
Yeah, we're talking about. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. I had another one, but I'll bring it up a little bit later. But yeah. So here's the thing. So my city's getting a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. As time goes on, and we see a little bit more crime, and we see this and that and everything. So you have. So in my area, you got Salt Lake SLPD, right? And there, that's just the all around cops, in Salt Lake. And then you got like for the different big cities, you got Draper, Bountiful, you know what I mean? They all have their own, police forces. And then you've got Unified, which those guys get jurisdiction over basically the whole valley, right? So wherever they're at, they can pull you over. They can do whatever they want. That's their jurisdiction. And then you got Highway. Right, and highway, basically, they just patrol the freeways and the highways, right? And these guys, they got nothing better to do but to sit on the side of the highway, right? And then if you pass doing something or you do something that they don't like or whatever, they'll pop on their cherries and pull you over. But it's piddly shit, right? Like so. It was just like a few weeks ago. And this is the thing, like, I'll have to tell you a funny story. But this is the thing, like they just, it's almost like profiling, and I'm opening myself for ridicule here. So you guys go ahead and talk shit.
You just opened it away.
I slid the sliding door open, bro. But
like non-Mormons get flagged?
Well, a little bit, and so my brother said, like, dude, they're always looking at you because you look like either you're about to go do crime or you're coming back from a crime. And I had to laugh my ass off because that time I got a ticket because, boy, exactly, dude.
All right, let's tell this whole story. This is actually how the boat's driving, right? He's like this, pumping
exactly
speakers. He's going 97 and a 55. This is like tell the fucking truth, right? You have this hat on, and then he's got his drink in his hand.
Yeah, one arm up. Yeah, got a beer in the coaster. I'm just trying to get where I'm going. And like, okay, well, my tags were expired. Sure. There you go. There's another thing. He didn't know my tags were expired before he got behind me. Right. But it was just it's one of those things where it's like, what's that?
They have those license plate readers, man. Typical.
Oh yeah.
Typical Mexican, man. Fucking register your plates, bro.
There's a game that I used to play, dude, about how long I could go without registering my plates until I got popped, dude. And my record was 2.5 years, and I was going on a year on this one just to play the game. and then yeah, and then I got popped. And it's my daily driver. You know what I mean?
So
What's
highway
that?
problem, though, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Play the game. Let's see how long I can not register my plates until I have a problem.
Yeah, and then it's
Yeah,
highway
yeah.
patrol's problem. They're being assholes.
Oh, I fucking love you, bro. I love you. That is fucking. I'm gonna put the hat back on. You're making.
But it's comedy though. You got to put the hat back on a little bit later. But yeah, but I guess my thing is like they're there just to kind of fuck with people. And I had another story that I was going to talk about, but literally right before the show, I went to get my kids, and then I'm bringing it back, and it's about an hour drive, right? It's about a half an hour north and about, and then a half an hour back. But I had one, and I swear to God, this is crazy, dude. Every time I pass one, because they just camp out on the side of the road, right? And they're just kind of looking for shit and blah, blah, blah. But every time I pass one, I see them pull out. And I'm like, I hope this isn't for me. I've done nothing wrong. My plates are registered now. I'm good. Like, what are we doing? Like, is it me or what? And so this one, he gets out and he starts weaving through traffic, right, to get to me, because by the time he pulls out, I'm on the freeway, I'm going 65, and I'm like half a mile in front of. I'm going with the flow of traffic. Okay,
driving 10 and 2, minding my own business, like.
Oh yeah, dude. And so he pulls alongside of me, and he just sits there, and I'm like, I look over at him, and 10 and 2, baby. That's exactly what I looked like when he saw me. Look over at him, dude.
Do you have a big pickup truck?
No, I have like an FJ Cruiser.
You still bothering you?
And of course, I have this 65 Impala. I got the Mexican Mobile out back, but I wasn't driving that.
Rolling down the street in my 6'4".
The thing is, too, is I get less flack from cops or anybody, or any authority figure when I'm driving that than if I'm just driving normal. So he looks at me, he pulls up to the side of me, and he looks at me, and my daughter is in the back, and she goes, "Oh, dude, we're fucking cooked."
She knew you were speeding. Even she knew you were.
I wasn't even speeding, dude. I was going. I was good. And I'm like, "What are you talking about? We're cooked." I was like, "We haven't done anything wrong. What are you talking about?" And she goes, "I don't know. We're cooked. We're smoked. He's gonna pop us." I'm like, what are you talking about? And he just stares at me, gives me a stare down. And I'm like, and he's like, he actually sped up just a little bit to be with me, and I look, and I'm clocked at 65, and I can't go any faster because of the cars in front of me. So I'm like in the middle lane, and he pulls up and he just stares at me and gives me like, 3 hard looks. And I'm like, what the fuck do you want, dude? And then he tears off, you know what I mean? And I'm like, and it's that kind of thing. So I guess my big gripe is though too, is like, yeah, sure. Sometimes I've broken the law on the road, but not like hardcore. But like, what's
occasional law?
It's like, yeah, well, sometimes. But what's that about? Like you're gonna pull up next to me, you weave through traffic to get to me. You pull up next to me, and then you just hawk me? Like, that's like a little bit of fear mongering. So now I'm thinking like, okay, well, I got empty beer cans in the back from, golf the other day. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like, what the fuck do I got to explain now if this guy pulls me over? Like, it's fucked up, dude. I don't like it.
That's fear mongering. I think it's closer to terrorism. The way we usually describe terror. This guy was terrorizing me on the highways only because I'm a Mexican.
Well, see, that's the whole thing. Like, I don't want it to sound like, because there's a lot of people of color, like Mexicans and blacks, like especially kind of where I live and where I grew up, where they're like, they got their this chip on their shoulder. You know what I mean?
blacks? Hold on 1 second, Rikipedia. Why are Mexicans and blacks always mentioned as people of color when I'm darker than you? Look at this. Look at this. I'm dark. What do you think? What do you think, Rikipedia? Fucking you, you think
You got a nice melanated glow.
Dude, if you were in my neighborhood, you'd get mistaken for Mexican all the time.
Oh, dude, what do you think I put this hat on for?
I actually,
Exactly.
Good enough. Fucking thing.
when I was younger, I was friends with a couple of drug dealers, and they used to ask me to drive when they were going to make big like pickups or deliveries, because they were like, "You are perfect for not getting pulled over by
You're
police.
perfect,
They will never bother you." So
Like, you could drive a fucking 10-gallon bucket and they wouldn't pull you over.
Well, what do you
no,
think?
I think a lot of state police, like highway patrol guys, for whatever reason, are like ex-military or even military rejects. Like
A
guys
lot
that
of them
didn't, like,
are.
make it.
Yes.
Yeah, and they're like, I think they're mad that they didn't make it in the military, so then they take out that frustration and aggression on the unsuspecting average Jones. More so those who are a little bit darker. So I've noticed. You know,
Yeah,
but-
then they go home and kick the dog and hit the old lady, right? And then that's it. It's kind of like a dude. And the thing is, like I was gonna say too, like I don't hold a chip on my shoulder for being profiled. You know what I mean? Because yeah, that was like the generation before me. You know, they always got fucked with, the Mexicans and the blacks and blah blah blah. But at the same time, like, you know, I don't hold that chip. I don't think they're, you know, like profiling or like, you know, or anything like that. But just like stuff like this, just kind of like it throws me for a loop a little bit. You know what I mean?
Your ass, bro. They see you drive past. The bottom line is how you look. That's why he came by. That guy came by and he was like this. It's just
it's not the hat. It's not the sombrero. It's the goatee.
It's the goatee. It's the goatee.
Yeah,
and the full mustache. You know, it's really weird.
He's looking at your eyes to see if they're bloodshot red because he's expecting you to be high. You know,
oh yeah.
He
wants me to be like this.
Just look at this. Weed. Oh, and he's smoking weed with his kid in the car. This motherfucker, you know.
Exactly.
Like, fuck this Mexican dude. You know, what's a
Seriously.
Mexican Utah? Yeah, you know, saying he thought he was for a second, bro. He thought bringing you in was going to get him that $25,000 fucking signing bonus.
No shit, but it almost seems like they're so bored they just got to do this dumb shit. And you know, Wikipedia, you brought that. You bring up a good point. I have a buddy. He's my brother's buddy that he grew up with and stuff like that. They both went to the military. My brother goes to Marine Corps. This guy goes to Army, and this guy comes out and he goes right to police, right? And he gets on the force, and he's like I think he started out as a SLPD cop, and then he went to highway. And like a lot of the thing is too is like you don't get the same rush being a highway guy that you get as being like, you know, a patrol guy or a SWAT guy or something like that. You know what I mean? So they are just digging for something to do and somebody to pull over for the most minuscule reason. You know what I mean? And I don't know if quotas are a thing. But it's like, you know, if you don't get your quota, you get, you know, you get busted down or whatever. But at the same time, like, come on, man, you're just digging for crime, and that's my gripe. That's my talking shit.
And then when you get pulled over, there's like 3 other squad cars right there because none of them had anything else to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And they're strong arming you.
I also think that for some reason, I don't know why it's only a monetary fine. You know, I think there should be a community service aspect to a lot of this stuff as well, where, hey, listen, if you want, there's a $250 fine or $1,000 fine, or you do 2 days community service, cleaning up this place, cleaning up that place, mowing the lawn here, doing some, you know, trimming for some of our old people or something like that. I don't know why we don't have more of a community service oriented fining system where it's, you know, because they're entitled. My problem with these people is it's they're trying to make money off the guise of safety, right?
Right.
You're what you're doing is you're going after as a money making apparatus. That's all you really are, and that's the thing that bothers me about it. But let's
that was a $50 ticket. It's not like it was gonna. It's not like it was going to like bring back the, you know, like the state debt or anything. Like, I'm like, really?
Listen, all that money adds up. $50 to a lot of tickets, man. It starts adding up. Let's do that.
You're right.
let's go through. We'll do a little speed round here. I'm gonna play a couple clips, and we see where we go. This guy, I'm not even. I think his name is James Tallarico. He's Paxton's opponent in Texas. He had this to say, and I love your reaction.
God is both masculine and feminine and everything in between. God is non-binary.
God is non-binary. Now, in my opinion, I think he's accurate, right? Because I don't know, can you say God's a male or a female? I'll tell you this, if God had a penis, it better be the almighty penis. But
I mean, God is referred to as he and him in the Bible. So
he and him, right? But is it non-binary? Like, is God a gender? Because my problem is the way that guy fucking phrased it. Because the way he's phrasing it is, you could be non-binary because God's not non-binary, and he's trying to use a religion in an absolute blasphemous way. And I don't have a problem. I mean, you want to hate on religion all you want, but to me, that's my problem with that guy's statement. But God is non-binary. What do you think, Rikipedia?
Well, I mean, I think God exists beyond.
Ahead.
I think God exists beyond and outside of this world. I think that we the Creator isn't confined to the rules and regulations of the creation. Okay, so I think that everything in this world is an expression of the duality of the universal oneness that we all come from. You got male and female. You got hot and cold. You got positive and negative. It's like everything has its equal and opposite. And it's not that hot and cold are opposite things. It's just opposite expressions, two different poles of the same thing, which in this case is temperature. It's like we're all people. Some of us are male, some of us are female, but there's still a little bit of estrogen inside of us. There's still a little bit of testosterone inside of the female. It's like everything is related and connected from the original one design, but God doesn't identify as like a gender. Like God's not like it's trying to put like a 3D human, very small human perspective onto something that is really hard to describe with words, which is like
what do you think?
I think it's horseshit. I think that I think it's God's a spiritual being, and you can't put gender on that. That's period.
I fucking love it. I think I'm with you. I think that guy is 100% gay. Okay, that's what we're gonna. Here we go. Ready? We have. I'm gonna give you competing words. Why do you keep? Oh, he keeps pulling himself out. I think. All right. We have competing words here. Okay, we have Jen Psaki and we have Tulsi Gabbard, the DNI secretary that is leaving. But listen to this. This is about bioweapons in Ukraine.
It's a history also of inventing outright lies like this, which is the suggestion that the United States has a chemical and biological weapons program, or Ukraine does, that they're operating. Russia is the country that has a chemical and biological weapons program. So the objective was to make clear the inaccuracy of the information, the misinformation they're trying to put out, and make clear to the world that they not only have the capacity, they have a history of using chemical and biological weapons, and that in this moment we should have our eyes open for that possibility.
Today, I'm releasing new evidence of long-standing U.S. government funding of more than 120 biolabs in over 30 countries. Now, these biolabs include labs in places like Ukraine, which could be at risk of compromise due to the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. In fact, the intelligence community had previously warned that a U.S.-funded biolab in Ukraine likely housed dangerous pathogens, as the information surrounding the existence, history, locations, and funding of these U.S.-funded biolabs has been intentionally covered up by very powerful people who falsely claimed that these biolabs didn't exist. Now, they accused anyone who says otherwise to be foreign assets and traitors to America.
Traitors to America. So here you go. You have Bio Research Lab, Jen Paskey saying absolutely not. It was Russia, 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 Russia. And then you have Tulsi Gabbard saying absolutely. Thomas Dick Rolls says non-binary God is set up for the AI God that's coming. That's a fucking great point, Thomas Dick Rolls.
Fire.
And if AI had a gender, what gender would that be? I mean, I think that's an interesting question as well. But what do you think about that? Are you good? Let me know if you're good back to go, Rudy. Give me a thumbs up. All right, he's good to go.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what do you think about that as far as bio research labs in Ukraine?
Go ahead, Rick.
Yeah. So I think that that Ukraine has been a place that's been used for like a money wash place, like a money laundering place. Like Zelensky, I think, is a plant, and his purpose is to like manage the money coming in, like the international like relief, like the Ukraine sympathists and stuff. But that's wasn't really used for the right purposes. So similarly, I think that with the biolab stuff, I think that because you have a corrupt leader in place who's paid by American, Israeli, and I don't know, God knows what other interests, I think that it's 100% legitimate that place had some nefarious things going on in the basements, or not even the basement of like some of those like hotels or biolabs.
You know what?
100% that I just think 100% that Ukraine is dirty in all kinds of ways, including biolabs.
So this is the way I think about this. Do you remember when when Russia first started coming at Ukraine with the war and the bombings and that stuff, and you had people like Alex Jones and others saying, I'm telling you, they're hitting bio research facilities in Ukraine that were designed for bioweapons for all these other countries and blah, 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 blah. And that was deemed conspiracy theory. And now all of a sudden we confirm that they actually had, all these research labs, and that now it is, possible situation where Russia, I don't know if they're bombing them or whatever, but they bring it up in that regard that obviously something's going on. But it's funny listening to the immediate people say this is conspiracy, and then watching that conspiracy kind of play itself out into being a truthful experience just a couple years later. It's very funny. What do you think, Rudy? Anything on that?
Yeah, just echo what you were going to say. I was thinking the same thing, because it's one of those things that's like, okay, there's whispers, and then they yell conspiracy about it, but then every single time that happens, it starts to come true, and it's shown time after time after time after time, and I wouldn't doubt it for a second.
As a conspiracy theorist myself, I will say the last couple of years we've been on fire getting proven correct, but it doesn't
exactly.
But it doesn't feel nice. It doesn't feel like what do I do? I say, oh, I've been telling you, I told you so, but that doesn't really help,
I don't give a fuck. It feels good. I love saying I told you.
Kinda. I mean,
I keep saying it feels great. I fucking told you so. Told you about COVID. I told you about this. I will be the first one in your face saying I told you so.
Yeah, but then I do that, and then I'm not invited to Thanksgiving dinner, so that so I got to keep my fucking mouth shut, man.
Go to the bar and drink something. They always have something. Okay. You're good. Speaking of conspiracy theories, these pictures were going around the interwebs. This is Trump speaking with beings. And those are apparently the beings. Apparently, these are the high definition beings. And I didn't realize that he was talking to Valerians from Game of Thrones. Yeah. I mean, that's hilarious. That's Aries, isn't it? Look at that. It's the same fucking people. And
yeah. I was going to say they're chucking back beers after that, right?
This is them singing karaoke, and this is them bowling with a little alien right there.
Isn't that what the tall whites, like the Pleiadians? Like I think there's been a couple of
listen.
It's kind of mainstream now. It's like you got like those like reptilians, insectoids, the grays, and then like the whites, the tall whites, the Pleiadians.
Yeah, so these would be classified as white people. That's a white person. Okay,
Yeah, that's
face
definitely
that you can't even tell his face from the wall. That's a white person. That's the White House. That's a white face. See Donald Trump, he sticks out. That's like a pink orangey type face. Okay, those are white people. Now, if they classified them that way, I'd be very happy. That would work out.
I think beings like that are definitely out there, but I don't think they would ever be on the surface. They're in the DUMBs, the deep underground military bases, or they live in lands beyond where we're allowed to access.
Do you think they would allow themselves to be photographed like they were visiting dignitaries from Leonard Valeria?
Dude, you know? that's 100% OG Aryan, bro. You think if you had zero pigment, you'd be out in the sun? I don't think so.
No. Also, I would think that if they are these like, beings of higher intelligence and technology or whatever, you would think they would have some sort of shape-shifting or cloaking holographic technology so that they could like appear normal.
And I gotta tell you something, you would think that they would dress better than their Christmas attire. I mean, it's kind of like a bad Christmas sweater,
The Nutcracker. I think the Nutcracker.
The Nutcrackers, baby. That's exactly what I was gonna say.
Remember the movie, The Patriot with Mel Gibson when they stole his jacket? What was his name? Fucking where he's like, "This is a horse blanket." Basically wearing a horse blanket. Look at, he's got the little shoulder fucking straps. I don't know. I guess they came straight from England.
Yeah,
I'm English, mate.
I wanted to see pictures and videos of 2 years ago with the Miami Mall situation when they had like 900 cop cars and apparently there was like a portal with aliens coming out of it. I wanted to see pictures from that, but they never surfaced.
Yeah, there's a bunch of AI stuff from that, but they are keeping that one tight-lipped. I think something went on, but they are keeping that super tight-lipped.
It's a hot topic right now, the aliens, man.
It is. Exactly. Speaking of aliens, I'm kind of mad that I didn't play this when Rudy was talking about his cop story.
Sorry, I got my papers, bro. I promise.
Oh, you're as Mexican as they come. That's fucking staying with me. The beginning of that fucking song is hysterical.
This weekend, isn't that movie coming out? Spielberg Disclosure Day.
Is it this weekend? I know it's coming out soon. Yeah.
I think it's all happening. I think it's all the stuff's kind of happening by design. I think they're putting these things out there. They've been putting the alien topic out there to kind of do the predictive programming to kind of set the stage for what they're really going to be doing. And one of the listeners commented about the AI god. I think that they're going to. I think there's going to be a staged alien threat, and they're going to say, like that's the problem. They know that they already know that the reaction is going to be, fear, illogical, just fear spread among the populace, and then the solution is the AI god. Oh, don't worry, this AI system will keep you safe.
What happens when these AI robot wives are more attractive and they don't get fat and they that's a bad thing I just said, but just think about it. What happens when these AI robot wives are a better option than real women?
I'm wondering, like, if you could hit them.
Typical fucking
That's two for me, baby.
These bitches, when they get do I get my own paddle? Damn right.
Yeah, they get out ahead, man. That's the thing. That's what
women
are wilding out because we can't hit them anymore.
This guy's wondering why Highway Patrol is pulling him the fuck up. He's like, yeah, that's a woman beater if I ever fucking seen her.
Yeah, he hits women
don't wear
and kicks dogs.
Don't wear the white the
wife beater that Cal had on earlier. Yeah,
beater,
dude, that's definitely getting me in handcuffs for no reason.
You were definitely getting locked up just for that look. stain on it or a hole in it, you're in fucking deep shit.
Oh, I'm gone, dude.
Oh my god, that is funny. How about this? Speaking of really funny, Hunter Biden says no Democrat has won the White House this century without a Biden on a ticket. So what's the next logical thing to do? Of course, Hunter Biden says he would run in 2028 with Gavin Newsom as the VP. What do you think about a Newsom Biden ticket with Hunter on it? Go ahead, Boat.
I think that is going to be an absolute shit show. I actually kind of want to see it because that's going to be hilarious, dude.
100%, I would vote for that just to see what was going to happen. I mean,
there's no way that they would win, right? There's no way where, as I understand, like in general, people are pretty stupid. A person can be amazing, but people in general are pretty disappointing. We're not that dumb though, right? Come on.
I would hope not. That's the thing.
We are that dumb, and I am probably that dumb to vote for something like that because I think that would be hysterical. Think about how much there would be to talk about. It's like
just for a bit,
like coke again found in the White House. We still have no idea it is the mystery of the coked up White House.
What did he say? He's like that wasn't my coke because I'd never leave a bag like that behind. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
right.
It'd be strippers and trannies. Like they'd turn that place into a fucking disco. It'd be Studio 54 in fucking DC, bro.
Oh my god, metrosexuals and the whole fucking 9 yards. That is, I love it. I really hope that's what's going to happen because Sean Hannity on the nightly is going to be like, it's Hunter's coke. It's clearly Hunter's coke. He's going to have a fucking meltdown. All these Republican Congress or like Republican pundits are going to have complete meltdowns every day of the week. I think that would be the funniest thing we could do to the country is do a Hunter Biden Gavin Newsom ticket. I look forward to that ticket as much as I look forward to this. Podcaster Larry Reed calls for a mass exodus of Black Americans to Africa in response to the Carmelo Anthony bird. I look forward to that. I can't wait until Black people go back to Africa and see how great it is in Africa.
Africans don't really like Black people from America.
No, they don't. They don't. Especially South Africans.
I'm not even trying to be funny. Yeah, no, I'm serious. Like they are like they are not very welcoming. I know this from what
Can you imagine that? It's like I left America because it's racist, and I went to Africa, and I got to Africa, and it was even more racist.
They're racist. Yeah, turns out they're racist.
They just
and they were blacker than I was. I wasn't black enough for them.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the funny thing is they're not going to be black enough for them. I mean,
I don't know why, but it's actually a thing, though. It really is.
I think it's hilarious. Especially because the kid was guilty. The kid literally stabbed the hell out of this kid and he died. And I don't know why they're like pushing back on this thing. It just goes to show that there's no acceptance. Like it's always somebody else's fault. It's like again, like women, it's there's no acceptance of fault. You know what I mean? There's no,
part of being a man is being accountable.
Yeah, there's no accountability. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
We're gonna be real about it. Like the sad part about the destruction of the family in the Black community is it gave the head of household to women, and unfortunately, women-only houses, unstable women-only houses create unstable boys. Okay, they don't create men; they create women-like boys, and you get boys that are dangerous, that act out in emotion, they act out of their feelings and not out of their logic, and that's what gets created. And it's funny, you ever see that one dude from Africa? They asked him, it was like, why do you not like the average Black American? And he was like, well, I do not like the Black American because they're lazy. They do not work. They steal, and they overall have bad attitude. You ever fucking see that guy?
Yeah, but he's spot on, bro.
Spot on.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I was listening to something today with Patrick Bet David. I don't remember this guy's name. He was a black guy, but he said like that there's 4 or 5 different versions of black people. And he was like breaking it down in a way that only black people could do on these shows. And I know he gets banned for it, but he was breaking down the layers of it, and the layers are real, man. What this guy was saying was like perfect. And I think, you know, when we bring in Coach Patterson all the time, Coach Patterson's on our show. He is like the stereotype breaker of what a real black father is supposed to be. Always with his kids, doing his things, filming them, raising the next youth, being a teacher, being a dean. Like, he does these things. He helps out his community. He's like what black people, like what you should be looking up to as really good, you know? And he's never put on the forefront. What's put on the forefront is Nelly and R. Kelly pissing on chicks and that type of stuff, you know, and Cardi B flashing her tits and talking culture, bang at anybody and glorifying abortions. And that's the type of stuff you see. And you don't, the only thing I don't really wonder, what I wonder why is so many in that community, why do they defend that garbage when they know it's wrong? That's the thing that really does baffle me. It really fucking does.
That was my other topic for tonight was the N-word culture. And really, dude, I have seen more like stand up, like work hard, 9 to 5, black people on social media coming out and do these videos about, bashing the, sorry, but the N-word culture, because they are making a bad name obviously for their entire group. But at the same time, like it's you're right. There's different layers, there's different types, and there's different people. But my thing is like, why can't you just be an American? Why do you gotta identify as this? You know what I mean? And why do you have to, kind of still steer that culture in these ways? Like, we're past the slavery shit. We're past the, reparation shit. Why don't you just bite the bullet, get to work, and take care of your family and take care of your bills and stop blaming everybody else for your fucking shortcomings? It's just like anybody else.
What was that one joke? If you want to fool somebody a black guy from stealing from you, put your money in your work boots or some shit like that. You remember that joke where they had?
Yeah.
You remember in the 90s? I think this is one of the funniest stand-ups, like total stand-ups that were ever done. I believe it was Chris Rock. What was that? Bigger and Blacker, where he did that, where he was like, "Who's more racist, white people or black people?" He's like, "Black people, because black people hate these people too, And he went off on it, and he was like, "Ted Koppel ain't never stole shit from me. Niggas have."
Exactly.
When he said that, I laughed my fucking balls off, dude, because that was back in the 90s, and that was a dose of honesty, like back then, that we were used to back then, and then somehow it swung to where you couldn't talk about it, and nobody really talked about it. And now I love that it's coming back. I got to tell you, I absolutely love that it's coming back. Final thoughts on that. Let's see. Last topic here. Let's see. No, we're not going to talk about Iran strikes. I don't really give a shit about Iran strikes, honestly.
I got something to kind of on this topic.
Fire away.
So, a lot of African Americans are influenced by the hip hop culture. That is kind of like what is.
And who runs the hip hop culture?
And who is in control of the hip hop culture? So
Jews are in control. All right, guys.
Yes, and I'm not saying that. I'm not anti-Semitic. I followed the money. I found out who the executives are, who the highest up, the top echelon of the music industry is Jewish. So it's
there you go, Jews.
Ding, 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 ding.
They push. They propagate these artists. They tell them, they give them some money. They tell them to buy jewelry and cars and guns, and they give them they have the writers give them the lyrics to talk about these topics so that it's all by design. It's just to infiltrate the minds of the populace so that just to be more divided and more easily conquerable.
Let me infiltrate your mind for a second, and let me ask everybody a question really fast. Why is Greater Israel? Because that's part of Egypt over there, if you don't know that, and that's part of Iraq over there, and there's part of Jordan over there.
Yeah.
Why is Greater Israel on the Israeli patch? I'm just gonna toss that one out there. That is the Israeli patch, and it's all of Greater Israel. Remember the Greater Israel project that I was talking about, where they want to take all the land from Lebanon and Syria and Jordan and Iraq and Egypt? Oh yeah, that doesn't exist. That doesn't exist at all. That's bullshit. No. That's fake news. That's called horseshit.
And they want Gaza to become a resort. And
Thomas Dick Rolls says, time for that APAC money. Give me all that fucking APAC money. I love it. Yanira says, I can never forget that event. I don't know what event that is because it was that comment's been up there for a little bit. But yeah, I'm sure that event
probably Miami. She's probably talking about Miami.
I'm going to Miami. Miami.
Yeah, benvenido a Miami.
This motherfucker, dude. He goes to Vietnam. He knows Spanish now too. So
I've been a bartender.
Yeah, I do.
I speak. I learned what the cooks talking smack.
Did you learn in Israel? You fucking Jew. I get it.
Nope.
All right, really, real quick. We go through these really fast. Southern Baptists vote to advance a formal ban on churches with women pastors. They sat back and they were like, I got to tell you something. I just can't listen to no dang woman preach because they just sound freaking foolish. I tell you what, they don't know about God. God was a he, not a she, okay?
Didn't they poison the garden? Why are we listening to them? Yeah, I think that's like
Jesus with no woman preacher. That's bullshit.
Pretty soon they're gonna be passing out apples instead of crackers. Come on now.
I wonder what the Jews think of that. They're like, oh, fuck it. We all the only thing our women are good for is to breed. They can't be pastors either. I guess that's something that Christians and Jews can unite on.
We made that shit a long time ago.
No female pastors at all. All right, one more. Ready? Who has to go? Everybody. Derek Jeter, Aaron Judge, Mariano Rivera, or Babe Ruth. You know what I can say about all four of these people? They are not Jewish, and they are also not Mexican, but they are Spanish. But who's got to go? This is what we're finalizing up with: Derek Jeter, Aaron Judge, Mariano Rivera, or Babe Ruth. Vote.
Where they going?
Judge.
You got to take him out, man. Who's got to go?
Yeah, I'm shitting on Judge. Fuck that guy. I for some reason I don't like his face. I don't like his attitude. And you know, it's not that whole people hated Michael Jordan because he was good type thing. It's just I don't like Judge. I've never liked Judge. I'm tossed him. And that was a hard one because I really wanted to chuck out Derek Jeter too, because he looks like a slapped ass. But I gotta go with Judge. Get him out of there.
You call Jesus. He looks like a slapped ass, but that guy has slapped the ass of every hot Maxim fucking girl.
He has. Maybe there's a little jealousy because he just gets major ass.
Yeah, and he got major ass, and then he gave him like parting gifts, like here's your watch, here's the you know,
little gift basket. See you later.
Yeah, there's a Gucci bag on the counter there on your way out.
What do you got, Rikipedia? Who you taking out?
Well, my gut reaction is Judge, but just to not have the same answer, I'd say take out Ruth because he did amazing things, but he at first was a Red Sox. You know, he started off as a Sox. So I don't know if everyone accepts him as a Yankee, but I don't know, man. I still got that.
Oh, it's a team thing.
I'm a Yankees fan.
I get it.
You know, I'm just trying to, but no, I mean, he did spend most of his years as the Yankees, but I would say just because I don't know what he did to separate himself so much from everybody else, because I mean, he was drinking and smoking like all the time. I'm not sure how he did. He wasn't like as fat as some people have portrayed. He was definitely like bigger, but he just doesn't look like an athlete. Like Judge is jacked. Jeter is like, like tall and not jacked, but like athletic looking. Mariano Rivera is a freak of nature with God fingers to throw that cutter. He threw one pitch his whole career and no one could ever do anything with it for 20 years. So I'd say Ruth is out because of his Red Sox roots and because he just looks like he's out of shape.
That's my rebuttal on Ruth, though. Ruth was making and breaking his own records, drinking and smoking in the dugout. Yeah. If that's not the peak male performance, I don't know what the fuck.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
You never, it's like John Daly says, you can't pull fat. You can pull
exactly,
but you can't pull fucking a gut. That's for damn sure. It just doesn't.
He swung one of the biggest bats ever too, Babe Ruth. So I don't know how, because he didn't look that jacked.
So you know what they say, and this is the God's honest truth, right? So if you just look into, because I'm a maniac with baseball, everyone knows I'm a baseball guy, but bat weight over bat speed. Okay, so if you take a 34-ounce bat, okay, you could swing that at 80 miles an hour and hit the ball further than if you swung a 30-ounce bat at 95 miles an hour. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't need the bat speed when you have the bat weight. Now, if you could get the bat speed and the bat weight like Babe Ruth was able to do, then you hit balls really, really, really far. And I got to tell you something. It's a God's honest truth, right? So I have a custom bat maker, my man Paul Wall. He made me some custom bats. And I have a couple bats that are 34, 36s. Okay. And I made that for the men's league slow pitchers that we face sometimes. We got dudes that throw gas. I got my 34 for that. I swing tree trunks too, bro. But when you hit a baseball with a 37-ounce curly maple bat, the ball stays hit. It stays fucking hitting. No matter where you hit it from, the sweet spot on it is this big. You hit it off the end. You hit it off the handles. The ball is going. And I'm telling you, it's a totally different feel. It takes a lot to swing it. But if you could do it, man, I got to tell you, it's fucking nasty. So if I had to pick somebody out of these four, I'm honestly I'm going to go with Ruth, man, bro, because listen,
you're dumping Ruth.
Yeah, I'm dumping Ruth. I tell you why. Because, number one, I don't like Judge is the greatest regular season player I think I've ever seen, but he's the most dog shit postseason. So in the Yankee land, postseason is the only thing that matters. But let's face facts. If Judge played during Babe Ruth's time, Aaron Judge hits 900 home runs a year. I mean,
so would Nick Kurtz. I mean, come on.
But if you put Babe Ruth in today's time, he's not doing shit.
No, yeah, he's on the bench. But that's semantics, though. You know,
he was the biggest dude on the planet at 6'1", 220, and now you got 6'8", fucking 280 swinging up there, dude.
Ruth had a 38-ounce bat. He was hitting, all credit to him. He was hitting more home runs than entire teams. You know what I mean? Like when he was hitting 50, the second place in the league had like 11. So he was just like another.
If I had to be honest, I'm getting rid of Judge. I just wanted to be different, but fuck Judge.
Yeah. My man.
Yeah. Ever hit one fucking time, just one hit in the playoffs. Just get me one clutch hit. Just one. Can I get
Well, that's he reminds me of LeBron, and I hate LeBron too. And it's just that, yeah, regular season, yeah, get us there, whatever. But you are right. Like when it comes down to crunch time and clutch time, he's nowhere to be seen. You know what I mean? And that's been the story since he's became really good and really like on the front page.
It's not just nowhere to be seen. It's strikeout city. It's one strikeout after the next 18 Ks a series type shit. It's the World Baseball Classic up in a big spot where you're batting in the fucking spot to drive in runs and you have people on base and you strike out again. It's striking out in big spots that just drive me crazy with that guy.
Also, it's the injury thing too. The modern players are pansies compared to players back in the day. I feel like Jeter and Mo, like those like late 90s, early 2000s Yankees, that was like the last time where you saw, and granted, some of them were on roids, not Jeter and Mo.
Yeah, they were juicing a little bit. It's hard to get hurt when you're juicing.
But that was the last time that we saw players actually like playing like 162 games and like not just missing a month because of a strained quadricep. Like, dude,
It's like their taint gets itchy, and they're like, I need to take a week off.
like guys in Ruth Day, they would get hurt and they would just get fucking hammered and then just go up at bat, dude. Like they, what I mean? Like it's a whole...
numb it up with booze, baby. Let's go. We got a fucking game to play.
I've been doing it all night. It's just called
exactly,
bro. You got to internally ice.
I didn't drink anything, man. I'm saving myself for later, man. As soon as we wrap up here, I'm gonna go pick up my lady friend.
Rikipedia, do you know how I know you're gay?
Because I have gel in my hair.
Oh, yeah, Joe, yes, exactly.
Because he wears masks like yarmulkes. That's why.
So Knicks in 5. Listen, I would like to see the Knicks win. I really like. I think it's time for them to win. I would love to see it. I'm not a Knicks fan. I'm not jumping on the Knicks bandwagon. I honestly do not give a solitary fuck about basketball.
God, how far off is basketball falling? Off of the cliff, dude.
Oh, it's bad. But you know what's interesting, dude? Like you watch these Knicks play, and I like their effort. They want it. They legit 100% want it. But thanks, guys. Hey, really quick, let me break this in really fast. My man, if you guys don't know, I got to tell you a quick story, and this is going to be clipped. I'm going to do this real quick. You guys stay right there. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a commercial. Hey, really quick, guys. This is no bullshit. I have had my man Zach from Integrity Heating and Cooling. I have called him 5 times now. Something goes on with my AC. I send him a text in the morning. He goes, "Yo, bro, I will be there." He gets over there. He's reasonable price. He fixes it. 5 different times over the last 3 years, this guy has taken care of me, my family, especially. He goes, "Yo, you got the baby there. I'm getting in. I'm getting the baby over. If you can," I'm being serious. Integrity Heating and Cooling. His name is Zach. Give him a shout. 732-413-7100. I told him that I was gonna kick him a little advertisement here, because I got to tell you something, dude. Dude does great work. He's honest. Like I said, he's fair. The best thing about him is he 100% shows up, and he showed up for me for 5 different times. He has bailed, bro. It's interesting because I wake up in the morning and it's like 70 degrees in the house, and I see I could walk downstairs and feel it's hot. That's what happened this morning. I walked downstairs, felt it's hot. I looked at the thermostat. It was at 72. Then it went to 73. Then it went to 74. Dude, he was there by 1 o'clock. It was fixed by 1:30. Dude's a fucking absolute stud. So I really appreciate it. But last words, Rikipedia, last words of the night. What do you got?
I'm going to piggyback off your boy here. We have to stop giving in to corporate conveniences. We have to seek out small local businesses. We have to support each other. Not only will it be better and more reliable work, but also we have to start giving our money to each other and stop giving money to corporations. We also, that being said, we have to appreciate where we are and what we have in America. It's not perfect, but it's better than in communist countries. There's work to be done. We need to improve things, and it starts by using our spending power on each other.
Love it. The boats. What do you got, buddy?
Nailed it. That's all I got, bro. That's all I got.
All right, then I'm gonna do this for you. I gotta give you the full intro.
I love it, bro.
Full motherfucking intro.
I love it, bro. Hey. No, thanks, man. This is great. I love talking shit Fridays, man, and this has been a great combo. And Jews are running everything, and if you think that's a trick, then you're been tricked.
You are not kidding. You Jew. We can find you.
Check us out, Reignited, Tuesday nights. We've taken a couple of weeks off, but we're getting back in the saddle. This week we'll have fun. We like to talk shit, just have fun, and you come check us out at Rumble. I think we're trying to go over to Facebook too. So if if some of your listeners like Facebook a little bit better, we're gonna do that. And if you need graphic design services, bossgraphic.com. Hit me up. And we'll get some design done for you.
Definitely, dude. 100% hit them up. And always be aware of the white people. I got to tell you, be aware of the white people.
The OG Aryans.
Valerians. Or whatever the fuck. That's my native tongue, Valerian. Oh, fucking it's Targaryen. Sorry, it's the Targaryen. Hey guys, listen, really appreciate both of you guys for joining me. Rikipedia, obviously, Rudy, the boat reignite. Do we still call you the boat?
Yeah, you call me the boat. Yeah, it's become it was a that's originally where we started. But yeah. If you're more comfortable with the boat, call me the boat, we love it. We changed the show and we changed the come again.
I'll call you the bus. I'll call you the beaner. I'll call you whatever you want to call you.
Yeah, whatever you want, baby. Let's go. I'm responding. I don't care, man. Call me the trumpet. I don't know.
Call me whatever you want. I love it. Listen, guys, really appreciate everybody who joined us tonight. Obviously, you know what you can do with your finger. You take that finger and you finger blast my like button hard. It wants it hard tonight. It's a Friday night. It wants it fucking hard and tough. Finger blast the shit out of our share button. You're going to want to share this. Share with everybody, guys. And obviously, check out Rudy on his page. Rikipedia, when he gets his page going, check all these guys out. Really appreciate them. Really appreciate you. Best thing you do for us is have a great weekend, man. I say this to you guys every weekend, but seriously, enjoy it if you can. Try not to work the entire thing like I've been doing. Try to spend it with your family. Try to enjoy the weather, even if it's 1,000 degrees. Get out and do something. Work your body out. Make yourself happy. Make yourself better. Do something to be more productive for society, and I really appreciate it, guys. That's how Caltrops form. That's how Caltrops defend themselves. Be a Caltrop of your own mind. This Caltrop is out. See you Monday. Later.